E che sospiri, e che sospiri la libertà.
Now, you'll call, won't you?
What?
You'll call me, say I'm getting on, because today might be the day.
Yeah, of course.
And don't forget to take your phone with you.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Deborah? I told you never to come in here.
No, I was just...
What are you doing with that dress? Put it back where it belongs.
Well, it isn't as if Laura's going to miss it.
I asked you not to touch anything in here. I made that absolutely clear.
Well, I've got an audition.
Deborah.
I've made up my mind, Mum. I'm doing it.
What on earth's the point of putting yourself through that all over again? It's ridiculous.
Well, because I don't want to spend the rest of my life stuck in some office.
Deborah, there are many things in life that we want, but some of them we just can't have.
Well, that's your opinion.
And on top of this is Laura's college we're talking about. By far the hardest to get into.
Well, I thought you believed in challenges.
Are you doing this just to spite me?
No, you're the one who's full of spite.
Well, when it doesn't work out, don't say I didn't warn you. I'll take that.
He didn't. Yeah, that's strange. No, he's around. Yeah, hold on one second. I'm sorry, Amanda, he's just popped out. Yeah, I'll tell him you called the minute he gets in. Okay, then. Yep, bye. That's the second time she's called this morning.
I can't deal with her right now.
Yeah, well, you've got to speak to her eventually.
Do I?
I hate it.
What?
Getting old.
You're not old. Hormonal imbalances often trigger feelings like these.
To me, I look old.
I hope I look half as good at your age. Once we start you on the HRT, you'll feel better.
I hope so. I'm up and down like a yo-yo at the moment, no patience at all. I fired 2 of my waiting staff this week.
How's it affecting your other relationships?
If you mean romance, men are scared to death of me. But I've always given as good as I get. That's why Keith packed his bags.
That must have been...
Difficult? Not at all. I'm surprised we stayed together so long. We were totally unsuited.
And what about Deborah?
Deborah. She and I don't get along. We're very different, of course. She's a typical teenager, her head full of obstinate ideas.
She's never struck me as obstinate.
Oh, but she is. She's got this silly idea about going to music college, to study opera, of all things. She's been to 4 or 5 auditions. I've lost count. And she always comes back devastated. I don't know why she can't accept it.
What?
This is not where her talent lies. I'm only trying to protect her.
Don't you admire her tenacity?
But it's obstinacy, don't you see? She's trying to emulate Laura and won't accept that she doesn't have her ability. But then Laura was exceptional.
Yes, she was. But maybe Deborah is too. She just needs to work a bit harder at it.
Deborah's like her father, reserved. She's not a performer.
Well, you never know.
I know. I'm her mother.
I thought you'd never ring.
You're very persistent.
You mean very impatient.
Or overly eager. How can I help?
I thought we could continue our conversation where we left off yesterday.
When were you thinking?
Now? I could pop round to the office.
No, that's not a good idea.
Oh,
I'll come to you.
okay. I'm at the Ambassadors.
Okay, good. It's just down the road. You hungry?
I am ravenous.
I'll be there in 20 minutes. Someone you know?
No, we were just talking. It was just being friendly. I'm here to talk to you.
Well, I've only got about an hour, so...
Well, we better work fast then.
The point is, if you ever wanted parental responsibility, you're not in a very strong position if you continue to pursue the line of work you're in.
But I'm doing this for Tom.
I understand that, but the courts won't see it that way. It's difficult for most people to wrap their head around what you do, let alone a judge.
Which part do you find most difficult to wrap your head around? The fact that I sleep with men I don't find attractive, or that I get paid for it?
Both.
It's a job. I focus on what I need to do. I'm very professional about it. These men are my clients. They get what they want, but so do I.
Does it actually fulfill you?
I'm paid very well, and I get made to feel special. How many people do you know have a job where they're whisked off to Rome for the weekend?
Not many.
Do you think badly of me?
It's immaterial. You're my client.
But on a personal level?
Who am I to judge?
Deborah Farr? Deborah Farr? Is there a Deborah Farr here? Ah, they're ready for you. Where are you going?
I try to keep my personal life and work separate. I had this one client who wanted to take things further, so I had to stop seeing him. You can't allow your clients to get too close. Messes you up. I suppose it's the same with you.
Absolutely. What?
Have you ever paid for sex? Have you?
No. Never.
Would you? Now? Hypothetically?
No. Look, if we're finished here, I need to get back to work.
Well, you know, I just might hang around here for a little while.
I thought we just discussed that. What's more important to you, your son or your bank balance?
Fancy giving me a lift home?
Deborah?
Really bothers you, doesn't it?
What?
What I do for a living.
For your sake, yes.
Is that Ronnie the lawyer talking?
This is a business meeting, wasn't it?
I'm trying to make up my mind.
Hello.
So, Mr. Woodson, what are you doing here?
We just, we had a business lunch.
Big mistake.
I'm sorry?
The food in there's diabolical.
Oh, right, yeah, it was. It was awful. Sorry, this is...
A client. Hi.
And this is WPC Bateson. We run into each other every so often.
Always in the most unlikely places. Well, good to see you again. And,
Nice to meet you.
yeah. Well, then get back to business.
Which way?
Let's just get out of here before they send the flying squad in.
Well, there's nothing physically wrong with you. You've had another panic attack.
So it was all in my mind then?
I'm not dismissing it, Deborah. It can be no easier to cope with than any physical ailment. In fact, it can be much harder.
So there aren't any drugs or anything?
There's no magic pill, I'm afraid.
Well, I can't just give up.
No, and it wouldn't be like you if you did. So, go back there and ask them to give you another slot.
Well, I will if you come with me.
I can't leave the surgery right now, but I'm sure if you explain what happened, they'll be lenient. Just remember your breathing exercises and, Deborah, try not to see these panic attacks as somehow being your fault.
I know. I don't know how to control them.
Panic attacks are very common and there can be any number of reasons for them.
Such as a mother who thinks you have no talent and wants you to quit.
Is that what she says?
I've left home.
Where are you going?
As far away from her negativity as possible. I'm going to stay with a friend at first. Well, you won't tell her, will you?
Not if you don't want me to.
Amanda just called again. And I'm running out of even half decent excuses.
I'm sorry. Look, when we head over to the icon, I'll get you a drink, yeah?
You can't keep avoiding it.
Everyone will be waiting for us.
Jimmy, you need to go and see her.
I don't know how to fix it.
Well, once you sit down and you finally start talking it through.
No, not this time. This is totally different.
So what you're saying? Oh. Well, if you want my opinion, I think you've needed to do this for a long time.
You don't understand. She means a lot more to me than a wife.
Jimmy, whatever she was, she's holding you back now. You can't go on like that. You've got to start thinking about the future. So go home and sort it out once and for all. And while you're at it, get some clean clothes, will you?
The auditions have finished.
Oh, they can't have.
The last candidate is in there right now. You were here earlier.
You have to ask the tutor to stay and audition me.
Oh, you've missed your slot.
I have this medical condition.
Well, I'm sorry.
I had a panic attack.
I said, I'm sorry.
This is my last chance. I've wanted this ever since I was little. Doesn't that mean anything?
If you'll excuse me.
Have you heard of Laura Farr?
Of course. A lovely girl. An extraordinary talent.
She was my sister. It wasn't easy living up to a sister like that. Or having a mother who focused every ounce of energy she had on her.
But your sister was a prodigy.
Yes, she was brilliant. But why should her brilliance bar me from singing? I'll never be as talented as Laura, but I'm still good. Good enough to study here. Please, I just need a chance.
Hey, Mark not here yet.
No sign of him yet.
It's not like him to be late.
Oh, Jimmy can't make it, by the way. He's got a lot on his plate at the moment.
Is Helen coming?
She should be here soon, yeah.
Did Mark actually tell anyone what this is all about?
No. I wanted to surprise everybody. I'd like to introduce Cara, my fiancée.
Amanda! Amanda!
Dr. Thompson, I realise it's after hours.
I'm sorry, I was just leaving.
Do you know where Deborah is? I know she's been seeing you about the panic attacks.
She told you?
I read it in her diary. Can we talk, please? Deborah's vanished. Did you know this? Has she been to see you?
I'm afraid I can't divulge patient information.
Why didn't she talk to me? I'm her mother.
Perhaps she felt it was easier to talk to someone outside of the family.
The family? She's only got me.
Exactly.
Did she tell you where she was going?
I can't go into that, but she's a sensible young woman, and I'm sure she'll be in touch soon.
What about these panic attacks?
They're unpleasant, but they're not dangerous. Phobic reactions often go back to childhood.
Well, I suppose she was a timid child. Unlike Laura, of course, nothing seemed to rattle her.
She had her own problems, just like everyone else.
Laura? What problems? Medical problems?
I suppose I can tell you now, and you ought to know. I treated Laura for depression.
That's nonsense.
I understand it must be hard.
You're lying.
Mrs. Farr, I wouldn't lie about something like that.
Was it the breakup with her boyfriend?
According to Laura, it was caused by enormous career pressure.
But she always thrived on it.
Well, she was a very good actress.
What do you mean by that?
Laura told me on several occasions that the most pressure came from her mother. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Tell me exactly what she said.
She said that she'd taken on too many singing engagements. She was exhausted, but she couldn't bear to let you down.
I wish she'd said something to me.
Apparently she tried.
They said they'll make an exception. Are you all right?
Oh, this can't happen again. This can't happen.
It's all right. They'll wait until you're ready. There's no rush. You know, many of the most talented singers that have passed through these doors have had anxiety attacks at one time or another. Even your sister. I promise. You're not alone.
I've not always had an easy time being a mother. It didn't sit well with me. It wasn't my calling, if you like. But I didn't think I'd failed her.
Motherhood isn't an exam.
No, but I really felt I'd succeeded with Laura. She was such an easy child. A little angel. Unique.
Don't you think all children are unique?
Yes, of course.
Well, then isn't Deborah?
It's just... I never felt I connected with her. Not even when she was a baby.
Is that really the case?
I only wanted one child. She appeared at the wrong time in my life. I wanted to get back to my career.
She ruined it.
And my figure, too. She was over 10 pounds. I got the most terrible stretch marks. I suppose you think that's vain. And it is. Well, I got my comeuppance.
I'm not following.
After Laura's accident, I was left with the daughter I never wanted in the first place. And I suppose she knows that, doesn't she? Is that what caused her panic attacks?
Possibly. But you can do something about it. See this as a chance to start again, to support Deborah, and to build the best relationship you possibly can with her. I know it's something Laura would have wanted.
In the early days, we had to do everything at the orphanage and clinic ourselves. There wasn't any choice.
Cara was extraordinary. Robert and I couldn't keep up with her.
I thought they called you Captain Marvel.
I tell you, I felt like Mr. Magoo next to her. She was up at 6 o'clock every day making breakfast for us all. Then at 7:30, she'd be teaching classes of 30 or more children.
Oh, so you did have classrooms then?
Actually, at first we didn't. We had to use a bombed-out basement, but then we managed to wangle some charity money and built some.
Then at 7 o'clock, she was out there in the pouring rain helping to lay the foundations.
That was just the once.
She's not normal, I promise. Clearly.
Mark knows it was worth it just as much as I do. Do you remember Sarandra?
Yes. Sarandra lost both her parents in the war. When she came to us, she just had the dress she was standing up in.
When we gave her a new pair of shoes, she just burst into tears. Were there a lot of children like that? Far too many.
So, dare I ask what the plans are now then?
We are going to spend some time in England, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh, you need some time to relax.
No chance of that.
I'm temping. We need the money. Then, who knows? Something in the charity sector again, probably.
So to sum up, what's it like going out as Superwoman?
exhausting.
Helen, I'm wondering where you got to. Come on, Mark's got some pretty big news. Cara, this is Helen.
Hi. The two of us met actually a few days ago.
Oh, you kept that pretty quiet.
Well, I didn't want to spoil their surprise.
So have you two set a date then?
We're not thinking about that right now.
We're taking it slowly.
Well, there's no point rushing these things.
You never know. I mean, he is a bit of a catch, aren't you?
Sorry to be a party pooper, but I think I better be heading home now.
Already? Yeah, you two look a bit worn out.
Right, well, congratulations, both of you.
See you, Helen.
Mark?
Jimmy!
Where have you been?
At the hotel.
Why didn't you call? Not a word, nothing. I must have left 10 messages on your mobile. You never stay away this long after a tiff.
A tiff? Is that what you call it?
I didn't mean it like that. I know what I did was a horrible, terrible thing. But we will get over it.
Will we?
I did it because I thought I was going to lose you, don't you understand?
It was sick and manipulative.
I did it because I love you.
It wasn't loving, it was disgusting.
I know, you're right. I'm sorry. But you're back now.
That's not gonna work.
Jimmy. What have you got the big suitcase out for? You're taking a lot of stuff. How long are you going away for? I don't understand. When are you coming back? You can't.
Oh, I can do what I want. You don't own me.
It's okay. Go and stay with Sarah. You can have her. It's okay. Get her out of your system once and for all.
I've never even slept with Sarah. The relationship's much deeper than that. That's what you're afraid of, isn't it?
She's a little tart, like all the others.
You're wrong.
You'll come back.
And why's that?
Because you can't survive on your own. You never have.
I'm not that scared little kid anymore. I can stand on my own feet now.
You need me.
No, you need me. Having me around gives you a purpose in life. Without me, what are you?
Is that what you think? After all that I've done? You wouldn't be a doctor if it wasn't for me. I supported you. I got you through medical school.
Am I meant to pay for that for the rest of my life?
I made you into who you are.
Then blame this on yourself, then.
But I did it for you!
No, you did it for yourself. You needed someone to control.
How can you say that? I let you come and go as you please. I let you sleep with any woman that you fancied. What more do you want?
Self-respect.
Mum, what are you doing here?
I came to find you.
They really liked me. They've offered me a place. Yeah, I'm starting next year. It's amazing.
It's what you deserve.
Sorry?
You've worked hard for it. And I know it's what you want.
Since when's that ever mattered to you?
I've made a lot of mistakes.
What are you saying?
I haven't been as supportive as I should have been.
No, I don't know where this is coming from, but I can't talk about it now. I'm going to go and celebrate.
Deborah, stay. This is important. I spoke to Dr. Thompson. I realized that I've never been much of a mother to you. I focused all my time and energy on Laura, and it didn't make her happy.
It didn't make me happy either.
I know.
I know. I never listened to you. I can't make that mistake ever again. I want to get it right this time. If you'll let me.
Please don't go.
It's too late.
I'll come with you.
No!
Jimmy, wait! You'll never find anybody who understands you like I do. I know all your secrets, all those dark secrets. Look at your hands, they're red raw. No one will be able to nurse them like I do. You see, you can't leave. This is where you belong. You belong here with me. You love me. Only me.
I loved you for what you could do for me. But I was never in love with you. Never.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Well, that puts a smile back on Frank's face. Find out how in EastEnders tonight at 8 here on BBC1.